Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shonen Jump Off a Building podcast plus episode 2 on fucking Black Cat.
That was actual pure soy. Holy
Well,
shit.
less so than every other intro. I don't know
And
why
that's
though.
just
There's
objectively
something different
untrue.
about this intro. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's not as soy as usual.
Okay, we're talking about Black Cat. We're talking about Black Cat by what the fuck's the author's name?
Yabuki Kentaro.
Yeah, him. The guy. The man, the myth, the
And before
legend.
I fucked it up, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm right.
Okay.
I am. I'm so
Uh
fucking smart.
good job. Okay, let's go through our histories with the series and also why you picked it for the podcast.
Yeah, we'll go first.
My
since-
history.
Yeah,
Okay, well I'll go first cuz fuck you.
that's literally why I said
My
you could
history.
do-
Oh well, I can't fucking hear. I thought
That's
you said
true.
I'll go first.
No, I
Okay,
said
shut
you
the
go
fuck up.
first.
Shut the fuck up, okay? My history is fucking nothing. I had heard about the series. I'd heard people talking about that it's good. It's a good series. It's fun, and I was planning to read it. And then I read Ayakashi Triangle, and I thought it was mid as fuck. And so I wasn't as interested in reading this. But you know what? It turned out to be a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed it.
Cool
Yeah.
and good.
What's your history with it?
I've known about it for a while, mostly at first, of the anime and stuff. I've listened to the OP a couple of times. It's kind of a banger. And then
I
yeah,
see.
I was planning on reading the manga eventually because it's a Shonen Jump, 20 volume, probably short, and it was. Yeah, ended up reading Ayakashi, so I was like, oh, I'll pick it because I want to pick stuff from authors that are currently in Jump for our bonus episodes. So that's
Mm.
pretty much it. That's why I picked a couple of others. Well, one other series.
Okay. Let's do non-spoiler, like, quick thoughts. Would you recommend it? Would you not recommend it? I would recommend it, but it's not like drop everything you're doing right now and go read it. It's like eventually, if you're looking for a fun shonen series, just, give it a shot. It's fine. It's nice.
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's like a good time. It's very short too, 20 volume, but it's just mostly action. There's like none a lot of dialogue, so you can through that shit very quickly. It took me like 20 minutes a volume usually. So yeah, but if you're doing something, don't take your time. There's no need to read it right now. It's not a hidden masterpiece or anything like that.
Indeed. Okay, let's go through this arc by arc.
All right,
I made a
before
very
we do
okay.
your
Yes.
dumb arc listening cares, I want to ask you, what did you read? It like what was the scans that you read?
I read the official volume.
All right, say with the cuts, spreads, and all.
Well, I was reading on a tablet
Oh,
that
okay.
you basically swipe it and it puts both the pages together anyway. So it was basically fine.
Oh, okay. I read page by page, including every spread being cut.
Well, cause you're fucking stupid
no, so
and
on my
suck.
computer.
Unfortunate. Yeah. Let's go into the Torneo arc. Chapters 1 through 11. I don't know why I'm saying the chapters because later on I made an arc listing while going through it because I didn't know the wiki had an arc listing. I thought it didn't for some reason.
I mean, it
And then
doesn't
later
really
on,
look. I looked at a wiki for a character and just said what he did in a couple arcs, but they don't have a list for the arcs, so it's kind of hard to figure out how to fucking find them. I guess they have to look to characters
Unfortunate.
and shit. So it's kind of maybe for like a train since it's in pretty much all the arcs. I'm pretty sure since he's the main character.
I see. Yeah, Torneo arc, kind of the intro arc, and then the stuff with Torneo. What did you think?
I did a good job like introducing the characters and the world, like what are sweepers, and also more to like trains, I guess, philosophy. Because then
Mm-hmm.
it's clear from the beginnings. Oh yeah, he does a sweeper job, but doesn't really care about the money. That's why they're in fucking debt and he doesn't get to eat.
Yeah, I always like that Train is just willing to give up like a ton of money just for no reason because he's a nice man.
Yeah, and then
He's not really
beat the
doing
fuck
it for
up
that reason.
by Sven.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Right away from the first chapter, I really liked Sven and Train's dynamic. They're
Yeah.
really fun to follow, and they seem like they've been, buddies for a while. And in the beginning, I'm sad they kind of abandoned this, but in the beginning, he called him like Svenny Baby, which was funny.
True.
And then he just stopped, which is sad. And this manga overall, like from the first chapter, I was more invested in its narrative than the 30 chapters of Ayakashi that have come out already. Like because Ayakashi is a lot of fan service stuff, obviously, but it also tries to do like narrative stuff, and none of that has interested me whatsoever. And this right away, I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. This is neat. I also liked Train and Sven dine and dashing to catch a dine and dasher. That was a funny scene.
Yeah. I definitely think the comedy overall in the entire series is pretty good. Like, not top tier, but
yeah, I agree.
I find it pretty funny.
Did you say it's not dot tier?
No, I would never say such a thing. It's always over dot. Much funnier.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I like the mysteries it sets up about Train's past in the first few chapters. It's intriguing right away. You're like, what's up with this guy? He worked for an organization. Why did he leave? Why is he sad about some bitch?
Who knows?
And I like the European kind of inspired locations that they go through. Well, later on they're not as European inspired, but the earlier ones are clearly, they have that that sort of vibe, which is cool. I always like that aesthetic. And it took me fucking 6 chapters to realize that the title of the manga, Black Cat, was referring to having bad luck when the black cat crosses the road, that thing
Yeah.
that people say. And I was like, oh, wow.
Well, yeah, because his name is Black Cat.
Oh, you never even realized that. Okay, well.
No, I did.
then
And
I
also,
guess I'm not
his
that
name is
stupid.
literally have the number 13, which is an unlucky number.
Indeed. And he's going to bring bad luck to a guy later on.
Wow.
And then we meet Rinslet, who is I thought would be an important character, but
Yeah, I was
ended up
really
not
surprised.
being one.
Yeah, it was weird. I thought she would be like part of the main cast. Like, from
For
looking
sure.
at the first volume cover and just the anime's opening and other stuff, she felt like she would be part of the main group, like a group of 4, but not really. Like, she's important, but not main cast.
Yeah, like, okay, I guess we'll touch on this later, but I guess I was going to touch on this later, but I guess I'll just say right now, like, she's not in the final arc, which was very surprising.
Yeah, kind of weird.
I thought she would be for sure, but I guess it's because she wasn't as popular, maybe, because she's pretty low in popularity polls, and, like, not all
Maybe.
people
Or maybe
seem to
just
care
because
for her. I
she's
don't know.
not a sweeper, she's a thief, so maybe she really, or I don't know, her skills not being really like about fighting and stuff, you kind of realize it can
I'm
use
sure-
her in a lot of situations. But I mean, you could have still, but
Yeah, if he really wanted to, he'd be like, "Oh, so there's some sort of treasure in the on the island that Krita's on, and she could try to rob him." But I guess she just didn't do that. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then there was like a weird bit of Sven training, not training, testing Train with like Russian roulette, which didn't really make sense because they've known each other for years, and why would you need to test Train's resolve? You should know that he's already got that shit. I don't know. It was a little strange.
A little bit. Yeah.
And then we get into the Tornado stuff. We meet Eve, kind of an important character.
A little bit. Yeah.
And yeah, Eve is pretty good.
Yeah, Eve, definitely one of the better characters throughout the series. Her introduction
Great.
is pretty good. Her meeting Sven when she's outside and stuff, having like a little bit of sweet moments, starting to understand like the world around her, and having to stab him is pretty rough.
Yeah, and I like Sven still wanting to save Eve despite her almost killing him.
Yeah, I like
You know, because he's a
dad's
good
fan.
man. Yeah. At first, like in the early parts of the manga, Sven was by far my favorite character, and then later on, not as much, honestly. Like he kind of faded away from my. I mean, he's probably still top five. He's probably my fifth favorite character or something. But I don't like him as much as I did in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know how it would rank for me. I remember liking him more. Again, this it just becomes less important, and then at the final arc comes back a little bit, but not like crazy amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the dynamic between Rinslet, Train, and Sven kind of reminded me of like Nami, Luffy, and Zoro in the early
Yeah.
stages of. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, this reminds me, like the four kind of main characters. Well, if you include Rinslet, kind of reminds me of Cowboy Bebop and all of their dynamics. Kind of similar there.
I see.
Train and Sven giving up the reward money for Tornio so Eve can be free was also good.
Yeah.
It's a thing that happens a lot of them giving up the reward money because
To let
Train
people
doesn't really give
live
a
their
fuck.
lives.
And then we get the introduction of Shiki and Creed.
Yeah, I don't know. Not
And
very
they're-
important characters. At
Yeah, I don't know
all.
who they really are, but
I don't remember them.
literally who.
Assassin's Creed?
We, I don't know.
Okay.
But their introduction page kind of like looked like something out of a Togashi manga. I don't know why. It just kind of gave me that vibe.
If you
With-
say so.
With Shiki's design especially. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's all I really had to say about this first arc. Did you have anything else?
A good introduction to the characters and the other stuff. And yeah. Let's move on to the Luna Fort arc.
Luna Fort Tower, yes. I like Creed and his eccentric personality here. He's not like a super crazy special villain or whatever. Well, I mean, he's crazy, but I don't love him as a villain, but he's a good counter to Train. He does a good job pissing
Yeah.
off Train. I like the Imagine Blade. It's a cool technique. It gets very cool later on.
Yeah. No, I like also to get just the introduction of Tao. It's like, oh, okay, there's like an actual
yeah.
like power system, even though it's not what I would have thought at first, which is cool later on. But
Yeah. Tao is just kind of like whatever the fuck the author wanted this particular character to have.
yeah,
Whatever power, and that's just kind of the power system. And Train sacrifices his arm to beat Creed, but then he kind of doesn't because there's a doctor. And then him and Rinsel jump off a tower. That was all cool stuff. I enjoyed this arc, I guess. I don't have a ton more to say.
yeah, no, it's a good introductory arc for Creed and like understand what's like setting up their dynamic, him and Train.
Mm-hmm.
And like we also there's like some good setup for other stuff. Like when Train gets really mad, it's kind of brought back later on in an interesting way.
Yeah, I enjoyed all that as well. Gyanza arc, the serial killer man.
Yeah.
So, Gyanza originally appeared in Stray Cat, which you read too, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and then he decided to bring back that character from the one shot into the actual manga, which is cool and neat.
Indeed, even though it's like completely well, design always pretty much the same, but instead of using a big sword, he using these big muscles.
Yeah. I like Train promising the old man at the bar that he'll beat Gyanza. It adds some nice personal stakes.
Yeah.
To the arc. And then they actually start fighting him, and Sven takes off his eye patch, and it kind of gave me Sharingan vibes.
Oh, the man's got the
when
vision
that
eye.
was first used.
The
The
fucking
vision
vision
eye,
eye.
indeed.
Okay, the first time I heard that fucking name, I saw the name, I was like, yeah, that's usually what an eye does. it allows you to see. You have vision with an eye. You're right. Like I know it means like
Vision
visions
eye.
of the future, but like I just thought it was funny. Oh, the seeing
Vision
eye.
eye. Vision eye. I sure hope it does.
I sure hope it does. Exactly. Yo, this eye
Uh,
allows me to look.
Great. Yeah. And then I like Sven telling Eve not to worry because he foresaw Gans's defeat. That was a cool moment.
Yeah, indeed.
And I don't know, this was a fun fight. I enjoyed reading it.
I liked how
And we also get
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say about like we get more about Tao in this arc, more specifically, how it works, how people get away by drinking an elixir that might just kill you. It's a guy a 50-50 chance, and also if you overuse it, it takes away your life, and it's very limiting, which is cool that the main characters about freedom don't use it.
Oh,
That
smart.
people that want to live their lives carefree don't have a thing that might just kill them.
Themes, but
Yes.
perhaps.
No. Oh, wait,
Oh.
Black Cat one never.
Sad. And we get the introductions to Kyoko and Top Hat Man, whose name I can't recall. They're cool. Kyoko is hot.
Indeed, literally, and
Would you kiss her?
yes,
Would you die?
yes, even better,
Sad.
dude. God, thank
Ooh.
God.
Actually, yeah, that's true. There's a graveyard fight with bells. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which is, I enjoyed that section. It's always cool when secondary characters in a manga fight, because it
Yeah.
kind of expands the world outside of the main characters.
Yeah, we start getting introduced to the other chrono numbers.
Yeah. This manga does a good job hyping up some of its big players and makes me excited to see more of them do stuff in future arcs.
Same.
And
Kind of weird though
unfortunately,
that number 2
not a lot of them do a lot of stuff.
comes back. Yeah, he's back, but doesn't do anything else after this, really.
Yeah, that's true. He's barely in the final arc.
He's kinda
well,
just-
he's not actually. Yeah.
He's like at somewhere else in like one chapter. We see him talking with number 12, and number 12's introduction, and like 5 chapters before the end of the manga. Kind of weird that we don't get introduced to the entire chrono numbers.
I
Like
thought
we never
that as well. Yeah.
see number 3.
I could have sworn that there was a moment of them saying like, "Oh, we're gonna bring the entire chrono number gang out," and none of them.
Well, they all went
basically
to
showed
attack
up.
different hideouts, but not the main one.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, I guess can't read as always. Sad.
Yeah. Like that chapter that was
Uh,
referring to 2 and 12 were attacking a different hideout, or they just destroyed one or something. It wasn't like super.
Indeed.
I didn't real. It was like, oh, there were more than one hideout, but all the apostles of the stars were at one place. Okay, well, cool.
I guess there was other guys in the other places, perhaps. Or
Maybe,
they were just empty. I don't know. God fucking knows.
Yeah, who knows?
Then we get the Flora arc. Big lizard. Let's go, dude.
Fucking big lizard. I love dinosaurs.
Dude, as soon as I saw the dinosaur on the cover, I got unbelievably
I
excited.
was
My
so
inner
sad that I got
12-year-old,
spoiled. The fucking
dude, my
volume
inner
covers-
12-year-old just started doing like a little autistic dance. I was so I was like, "Let's go." There's a big lizard in the manga, but yeah, the volume covers do kind of spoil some stuff like Shiki's face later on.
Yeah.
And,
Wasn't Chief's face in the volume before that though? I think so. Maybe not.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. And Eve Mermaid and some other there's some other stuff that was spoiled, I think.
Yeah, and when that volume get like spoiled to Flora and spoiled to Eve getting her wings,
Her wings, yeah.
which was a good moment.
Then we get first before this arc, we kind of get the Sven flashback with Lloyd,
Oh
which
yeah, that's
was
right.
cool. I enjoyed that. It made me root for Sven even more. I was like, man, Yeah, that's it. That I don't have much else to
Man.
say. It was a good flashback. Man,
God, I love
indeed.
when Obito gives his eye to I mean, when Lloyd gives his eye. I don't.
I
Actually, I
haven't
think
read that manga.
this might have happened before the Naruto thing. Maybe not, because they started around the same time. This was earlier in the manga, I'm pretty sure. So I'd have to check. Then this might have happened before.
I see. Why do I keep saying God, I fucking hate how I say it's so fucking annoying. Because I'm listening back to the recording and every time it's like, shut the fuck up. Stop fucking saying it.
True.
I was about to say it. God, it's
Let's get
it's
back
actually
to
a
the
problem.
manga.
Yeah. This manga does a good job of engaging arc setups. I think that's something that it does fairly well. Well, except for the Tim arc, but whatever.
I guess.
The setup is there's a bitch and she has a dinosaur. And I'm like, okay, I'm down to see this. I'm down to see the dinosaur. I'm down to see the bitch get messed up, but she doesn't. Well, I think she kind of does get messed up.
Not really, because Lugard. Oh yeah, Lugard's kind of a character, and then he's not. God, I love Lugard, my main man.
The Chad Luger, dude.
I'm not gonna kill this woman for 9K and just go train to beat Black Cat, and that's the end of his involvement. Let's go. When's the
he has a fight
Black Cat
with
Part
Train.
2, aka Lugard's Adventures?
Let's go. That'd be pretty sick.
Drop.
Wait, wasn't his name?
Triangle.
Wasn't his name One?
Wait, Lugard won. WON.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce exactly, but
yeah, I liked Train challenging him to a fight without a gun. That was cool.
yeah.
But then they fight, I guess. But then he just fucks off and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you, Train. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna beat you." And he never comes back. He just fucks off
Sad.
from the manga. Yeah, it was a little unfortunate. And the dinosaur rampaging through the mansion kind of reminded me of that shitty second Jurassic World movie, where there was also a dinosaur loose in the mansion full of rich people. Yeah.
Nice.
And then it turns into Jurassic Park 2, where there's a dinosaur rampaging through a city. Yeah. I liked Eve fighting the T-Rex.
Yeah, and I also
It
like
was
her
entertaining.
pitying, I guess, the T-Rex, and decide to keep it alive. That's the thing that happens the entire manga, and it's cool.
Indeed. And I like Train stopping bullets with other bullets. He does this quite a bit in later stuff, but I think this is the first time he does it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And then I like the the line from Train, "Yo, Sven, can you help me catch this dinosaur?" Just Sven always gets fucking dragged in to Train's stupid shenanigans, and it's always entertaining. I enjoy that.
Same. Poor Sven.
And then they stop the dinosaur and put him in a zoo. Okay.
They really did make Jurassic Park.
Sure did. Summit Invasion arc. This is barely an arc, but it's important, and I had to remember to mention it because it basically sets up stuff for most of the rest of the series. Because we have Creed and the Apostles of the Stars invading a summit of Kronos and killing everyone.
Yep.
That's what happens. Indeed.
It reminds me of some stuff in Hunter x Hunter, but you haven't read it, so I can't mention it. Like, it's just a small part of an arc in Hunter. Kinda.
I see. I liked Creed slicing a helicopter in half. That was cool. And all the Apostles of the Stars showing off their abilities.
Yeah, we get introduced to the rest of them. Well, the rest of them until more are added later. But like the fucking Leon. What's the kid's name? Leon. Is this
Kid?
All right, Wind Boy. And I think Hedgehog, or whatever her name was, a kid there.
Hedgehog. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And fucking, I don't know, there was probably oh yeah, Duram.
The fat man, the sumo man.
Oh, yeah, well,
Did
he
you
was
not mention
introduced
him?
before. Was
Oh,
introduced
okay.
and
Yeah.
the Luna Fort Tower as well. We didn't mention him because he doesn't do anything, but he's there.
No, he does some stuff
No,
eventually.
I mean at that point.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I like Creed's line, "What I want is a world without you," in it. Fuck. I forgot the in it in the first part, and then whatever. Good line.
Indeed,
Edgy man.
fucking very edgy.
Uh,
I'm
a,
in love
fuck.
Shadow the Hedgehog. That's why he picked Echidna for his team.
Shadow the Hedgehog with a gun?
What?
Imposter Black Cat arc. Okay. There's a fat guy. He's Black Cat. Cool.
God, another fucking moment that the big tree just stole with the imposter straw hats. Can't believe
That's
just a
true.
big tree got built off of Black Cat.
Disappointing. Fucking Oda being a hack as always.
Yeah. Now what's new?
Yeah, this arc was amusing. I loved Train just becoming buddies with him instantly, just not giving a shit about him copying his whole thing.
Yeah.
They're just buddies. They're fine. But then he becomes annoying later, and they just ditch him. uh, and Train could have at any point called out this guy for being a fraud, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't because he's a nice man.
Indeed.
Yeah, fun little arc, cool. And then we get Durham arc. That's
Yeah,
a fucking
Durham.
terrible name. I hate that name. That's a fucking shit name.
Cool.
And Train being super pissed off was cool at this guy. He was like, "Oh, you hurt Eve. I'm mad." Ugh. And I like the moment of Durham opening his mask, and
He's got a
there's a
gun
gun
in his
inside his
mask.
mask. Yeah, that was fun. But other than that, this arc was. This is kind of the part where I lost interest in Black Cat for a bit, and then I regained later on. But this part was just kind of
Yeah, a little
for
bit.
a couple arcs
That
there.
fight was kind of.
It was a little mid. Then we have the bomber arc. I guess there's a guy who's a bomber, and then they stop him. Okay.
Cool.
I like
Yeah, one
Sven.
problem that I had, and that, I think around this part, it just was like, okay, it just keeps going back to the status quo of them just sweeping. Well, they'd say more stuff, but
Indeed.
they just come back always and never. Like when they finally decide to catch Creed, finally was like, God, take fucking finally when stuff starts to happen with later stuff. Like it's before then, it's just okay. It doesn't include a main villain, just kind of your villain of the week stuff that you would do
Yeah.
at the beginning, but they just continue doing it at some points, and it's like okay, it's not bad, but I just kind of don't care anymore. I want to see more of the actual villains, not Bomb Man.
I agree. Yeah, the Bombman arc, I think the only thing I kind of liked about it was Sven and Eve realizing that they need each other. That was kind of neat.
Oh, that
but
was that during that arc. Yes, cool. Yeah,
yeah,
that
but
was
the
a
whole
good
time
moment.
I was going like, I was like, get back to Creed, just get back to Creed. I don't really care that much. And yeah, I like I like Eve gifting Train dried up fish cakes. That was funny.
I love how
'cause he's a
each
cat man.
treats fucking Train badly because she's his rival, kinda. It's funny. I love their relationship.
Mm-hmm. And Creed kills Durham, which is another cool moment, I guess. But that's all that really happened this
Yeah, and it
arc.
kind of like puts stuff like Chardon, which is the top hat guy, by the way, and like him being, that's not great. Setting up stuff for later of him and Kyoko leaving.
Indeed. Yeah, remember Chardon when he just left and didn't come back? That was cool. When he
Sad.
just left the manga. Yeah. I think my main issue wasn't even that it was villain of the week, is that the actual villains weren't fucking interesting at all.
Well, yeah, that's
Like,
the main real problem. Just I don't care about Bond. Man. I actually don't like. I looked at your arc listing. I was like Bomber. I was like, wait, I remember I thought it was like one chapter was the bomb guy. I didn't remember it was like multiple chapters. And that might also
Yeah, it was
because
multiple chapters.
the scans were like full volume, so that it wasn't paying attention to chapters, and also like they're so fucking short that it felt like one chapter. But I don't know.
Indeed. Yeah, and then we get the Tim arc, the
Yo,
legendary
my
Tim
main
arc.
man, Tim.
Basically, the ACAB arc. All cops are bad because they abuse children or whatever the fuck.
Why would that make them bad though?
Oh, actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. Endeavor moment. Yeah. Train teaching Tim a lesson about how revenge isn't always the answer and stuff was neat, but I didn't give a fuck about anything else this arc. It was kind of...
It was fun. I liked a little bit lesson and just go. I would went into Train's back story when he was a baby and his parents got killed.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed that. I wish we kind of... Wait, no, I think we got enough of that. I was going to say I wish we got more of that, but yeah. It was good. I actually enjoyed that section, yeah. It tied in with the arc thematically. Very nice.
Indeed.
And then we get back to the actual stuff. We get back to Creed with the Hideout raid arc. This is when I regained interest in Black Cat. And I was like, okay, we're actually going somewhere. Cool.
Yeah, stuff is happening.
Yeah, I wish the Chrono numbers kind of have more interesting designs.
Yeah, they
compared
have
to the Apostles of the Stars,
similar
they're kind of...
clothing and just have a cool weapon that's black and has a number on it. I mean, they're fine. I like most of them.
I like the werewolf this arc. The werewolf is cool.
There was a werewolf. I like
I like the fight with...
Number
who? Oh, the guy who's flirty, with women.
Yeah, funny man.
He's cool.
He's a cool weapon.
I don't remember what werewolf had a fight with. The werewolf had a fight with Nizer, which was neat. I like that fight.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed this arc because Train kind of just showed up for one chapter and just fucked off.
Yeah, it kind of didn't do much with those. I kind of wish they either did more, like maybe a Creed Train 2, and then, we had the final Train Creed 3, it would be the final fight, but can't just, appears, saves, wins it, and fucks off. Like, at this point, why even put them there? I understand kind of why, but it's whatever. I mean...
Because you need the main characters.
I guess it kind of works in the way that, in like, the first time he meets Creed afterwards, he wants to fight and wants to kill him. This time kind of just doesn't care about Creed.
Indeed.
Like it kind of works with his character arc that I guess I'm going to talk about in the final arc.
And then Creed just starts mauling because his lover, his gay lover, isn't who he thought he was.
Funny. God, that's gay.
At first I was like, wait, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, they're definitely gay for... Well, they're not gay for each other, but Creed is definitely gay for Train.
Train doesn't care, but Creed definitely wants that dick.
Fact. Yeah, what I would have done if I was writing this story, because I'm clearly a better writer than this hack man, I would have had Train and Creed fight here and Train lose. And then I think that would have been better for the final arc, maybe.
Who knows? It doesn't really matter because since that's not what happened.
Yeah. And we get the Imagine Blade Level 2, which is a very cool design.
Yeah.
It looks like something from a Tim Burton movie. I enjoyed that. And yeah, that's about it for that arc. Then we have the church fight arc.
Okay,
my great naming.
The Lucifer arc, which you separated into 3 different things.
Indeed. Yeah, dude, I don't care.
Church fight. There's not a fight. There's literally...
They fight for a little bit. There's a little fight with Train and... Sven and Creed. The guy. Yeah, they fight for a little bit. Creed doesn't have an arm or some shit, and then he has an arm again because robots...
No, he steals it arm from another guy later on.
Yeah, the thing with this arc is it felt a little too soon to see Creed again after we just had the raid.
It was a
He
little
just
strange.
kind of. I'm sure weekly reading this was better because there was 5 chapters in between, but then Creed just shows up with a new look and attacks Sven, and I was like, wait, this is a little too early. I thought only like a day had passed
I guess
and
it
he's
kind
already
of
got a new look.
worked. Because, in the last week, he started small then because he wants Strain's dick, and then it's like, okay, wait, Sven's got Strain's dick, so I gotta beat that guy. So it kind of follows
That's
up from
true.
that, like, molding session. So there's that. And I also, like, we
Yeah.
got introduced to, like, to Lucifer, the nanomachine thing that transforms into werewolf and stuff in the last arc, so, like, following that and him shooting at Sven and Train getting it.
Yeah. I like that moment actually of Train stopping Lucifer. That was a cool hype moment. I was like, ooh, let's go.
Also, like, I go Train again doesn't give a shit, and Kree's like, oh fuck, oh no, what did I done to? Oh no, he might become a big ugly monster, not my boyfriend.
Yeah, dude, when Train started to shrink, I thought that he was about to turn to the little cat that follows him around.
It
I was like, okay, he's
Pino.
turning into the little cat. But no, he just turns into like a Shota Train. But yeah, it should have been the little fucking cat. Hack author. Missed opportunity. And then Kyoko falls in love with Train. I don't know if she was in love with him before.
She was, because the first time she's him as a child, she's like, have you gotten shorter?
God,
Yeah,
this bitch is the most annoying kind of girlfriend. She's just paging this man nonstop. There's like a panel of his phone and it's just 50 fucking messages. How are you? How have you been? How's it? Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, but she's hot, so it's fine.
Yeah. And then we get Baldur and Kranz, the
Yes.
guys from Kronos. They show up. I like this arc. It has an emphasis on teamwork. That's something. And Train is underpowered here, so it kind of adds a different dynamic, and he has to rely more on his buds.
Yeah.
And I liked Kyoko's thing of getting rid of her desire to kill and promising Train that she won't do it. That was cool.
It was definitely very good, yeah. And when she gets her meeting with Sephiria later, that was probably one of my favorite moments, just because I like Kyoko. Also because she's maybe one of the stupidest character alive. I had a fucking meeting with Sephiria. They're like doing some mind game shit to like trick her and not trick her, but like to do a test, and she's just kind of confused the entire time. She's like, what's happening? She has no idea.
Yeah, and it looked this arc like Sven was gonna fight Baldur, but then that doesn't happen and just kind of stopped because the author hates Sven and doesn't want him to do anything.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we get the Tearju stuff. Tearju?
Oh my god, dude. Oh, I wanted to drop her disgusting looking hotcake on me.
Great. I wish Tearju was into Lover, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and then we get the funny monkey.
My
who
main
shows
man
up.
eats.
The monkey's Eves. The monkey shows up, and at first he was scary, but then he turned into the hot lady, and I was sexually confused. I was like, "What the fuck is that? What do I feel about this?"
Yeah, she was like a hotter version, 'cause, like less clothing. I love Eats. He's a funny monkey. God, when he is like, where's this short man? And then just appears in like his fucking Napoleon ass clothing or whatever with his fucking hat. Little monkey. Bro.
Yeah, he's pretty good. God, monkeys are so fucking good in general.
I love monkeys.
I like monkeys. I like Eve turning her hair into star platinum and just being the shit out of a guy.
Hilarious. Aura, Malite.
Aura, indeed.
God.
Muda,
Our views
Muda,
just
XD.
skyrocketed.
Let's go, dude. Funny JoJo.
Indeed.
And for some reason, there's not a lot of 2-page spreads before this point, but then when Train turns back into an adult, we get like 20 spreads in a row.
Yeah, that was very annoying for me.
Well, because you're fucking stupid and don't have didn't have a tablet that you can read it on where it connects the
Okay,
fucking
with your fucking
pages.
Chinese tablet stealing all your fucking data. Shut up. They're
Look,
listening
I
to
don't
this
fucking
recording
care.
right now.
That's true, they
The Chinese
are. Yeah,
government
what's
got
up?
the scoop on the Shonen Jump Off a Building podcast because of you.
Fuck.
They
What's
know
up,
in
Xi
advance.
Jinping? What's up, my man? I like the spread of Sven firing the gun with the black background. You know the one? That was a good one.
Sure. I sure do remember
Okay.
that.
And that's about it for that section. He turns back into a
Also,
man
just like
instead
that.
of a boy.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just like that Tearjoy at first when she was introduced and they were going towards. Oh no, she's gonna be like a bad guy. It's gonna be like this big thing or whatever. But she's like just a nice lady, and also a little
True.
stupid. But you know, it's fine. And also, I like Eve. Like in a relationship, like she kind of just doesn't care. Like she's interested in knowing, but she's not like. When she learns that she's a clone, she doesn't take it like, oh my god, I'm not like a real human or whatever. She's just kind of, yep, that's fine. You looked a
Yeah.
little young to be my mother. It's a cool moment.
She doesn't do a Mori King shocked face and then just die.
Sad. I wish
Uh,
everyone would do a more King shock face.
True. Then we have the Saya arc, or the train flashback, whatever you
Yeah,
want to call
second
it.
flashback.
Yeah, this was pretty good, but I felt there's a few moments where I didn't love it. For example, I wish that we hadn't seen most of it previously,
Yeah, we can
because I think it would have
Yeah.
hit harder, because we just got teased on basically everything that happened here.
yeah. Get
And-
some new stuff. They think pretty much the only new stuff like, oh yeah, she got reflect shot. Then Train uses it later, which is cool. And she saved like kids from.
Indeed.
She wouldn't have died if there was those kids weren't there. Fucking children, dude.
God, children ruin everything. This is why fucking Endeavor is right. Child abuse is based, okay? Yeah, Creed's motivation this arc, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you just think of it like, oh, they're gay lovers or whatever, but I don't understand why the author decided to specify that they used to be partners instead of them currently being partners, because I think them currently being partners would make more sense.
Yeah, we kind of don't
As
see
to
a lot
why-
of like why Creed loves Train so. But it's like
Why does he
it's
care
sad 'cause he likes
about Train?
the reason is like he sees in the eye of Train the same thing that he has like despair and that he hates the world and stuff like that, and he
Yeah,
likes
but-
that.
It
That's-
doesn't really make sense because they
kinda
used to
wish
be
we
partners,
see-
not partners anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he still loves creating. He loves Train. I mean, I still wish we saw more of their relationship before, because it kind of just doesn't show any. Like, if we saw
Yeah.
them being partners more, I could see that being a little better. Then yeah, because after that he's like fine with Train, like not being partners with him, because he still has the despair. And then when he like sees him change because of Saya, he wants to kill her. Like I think it's fine. It's explained, but I wish we'd see more of their relationship before all this stuff.
I agree. Yeah, I liked Saya shooting Creed's sword to save the kids. That was a cool moment. And I liked the page of Saya dying surrounded by fireworks. That was actually a really beautiful page.
Yeah.
But, yeah, other than that, I don't really know. It was an arc. I
Yep.
guess it was a flashback, but I wish there could have been some things that could have been better about it. So,
I
yeah.
think just overall the manga, I wish it was longer. It had more stuff. Like just the fact that the Sven and Train like partnerships, like we see them becoming partners in a bonus chapter that wouldn't have been the weekly release, and like when the weekly chapters came out, just in the volume
Yeah,
release.
that should have for sure been in the actual manga.
Yeah, and I just feel like we should have seen more stuff. And like some characters just kind of disappeared. If they came back, I think the manga could have been like 30, 40 volumes. It would have been fine. Just adding more stuff into it.
Yeah.
It's kind of very
And
to the point that they
focusing-
kind of just had to cut characters. Doesn't work the best.
Mhm.
Like it's not bad, but it doesn't work the best. I don't think.
Yeah, and then we get the, as I called it, the Creed's whereabouts arc, of them trying to find where the fuck Creed is. Sven is doing some training, and then we meet my main fucking man, River. As soon as I saw this man, I fell in love. I was like, okay,
Soon as I saw this man, I was like, man, I sure love this man from Guilty Gear. I'm forgetting his name, but he has the same design as Creed, pretty much. Now I'm trying to figure out who he is again. Oh no.
I've definitely seen a similar looking design.
I'm sure there's like more than just. I feel like that's a design that I've seen in multiple things. Probably the main thing, Chibs-enough. That man's just Chibs-enough, but not the president of the United States, nor a ninja.
What the fuck did you just say?
Oh, just some classic Guilty Gear stuff like that. Then a ninja is the president of the United States.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wish River was introduced sooner in the series. Like
Same.
maybe because he's only introduced in the last 60 chapters, and he's just a real Chad. And I my favorite character archetype in manga is just the Chad character.
Yeah, I kind of wish he was like
The guy.
introduced early on as like maybe a rival, and he's recurring a couple of times, and then he shows up at the end of the Alliance. That would have been cool.
True. I agree with that.
And then they have a moment where a train? It's like, Thunderhead? What? And then they fight together, and it would be cool.
It would be good if the guy who challenged Train and said he'd be back and then fucked off would be replaced by River.
Actually, cool.
And then River came back. Yeah.
Who? Lugard won?
The myth, the legend, Lugard won. Yeah, I liked the fight between River and Train. I liked River punching Train's bullets, but I wasn't a fan of River kind of being a sore loser for a bit. He was like, "Oh, I didn't lose when I'm a baby." It kind of went against what I thought his character stood for, which is being a Chad, and that kind of wasn't Chad-like. So, yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
And I liked the video game section. It was fun, but I didn't like how most of it was skipped over.
Yeah, that's more the of me saying, yeah, kind of the manga would be longer. It would have been cool to see. But at the same time, like, okay, what's this? A Togashi manga? Video games? You're not fucking Togashi.
I've read Yu Yu, and I think there was a video game thing in there. They thought it would get like some baby man or something. Wasn't that
the Game Master part of the Chapter Black or the Sensui's group.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that also skipped over? Most of it? I think so.
Maybe some of it, but not as much of it. I mean, they weren't in the game, so it's not like the word as well. Because I think when we said the moment of Eve playing the game and getting help from Train and being inside the game, it made it more interesting. I don't think that was the case in the Yu Yu Hakusho. They were actually like playing on a console in like a weird world or whatever. But
yeah, the best video game manga section that I've read is still JoJo Part 3. That was actually very good.
Damn.
But
Creed Island beats all that shit, so whatever.
I have not read Hunter x Hunter, so that would maybe explain that. I wish it would at least show something more interesting than a fucking quiz at the end. Like, they picked the most boring one out of the ones they could have shown.
And I think it's just to show that, like, Eve and the Train's a fucking idiot and doesn't know jack shit, and Eve's like, oh yeah, I've read that in the book. And, like, except for the final question, which is like, just winging it. You know, you're on a timer, which kind of is brought back later when Eve hesitates to attack a guy when he's about to shoot her and stuff. It's brought back. I think that was fine, but I wish we would seen the entire game stuff.
Yeah, same. And then we got the final arc, aka the best arc.
Yeah, well, yeah, easily.
Apostles of the Stars arc, how I called it, because I'm smart.
Yeah, the Alliance arc.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. I liked as soon as we get to the island, one of the elite sweepers just gets his head cut in half. It does a good job of setting the stakes and being like, oh, we're in some real shit now. This is no Child's Play Tim arc, okay? This is some real big man getting sliced in half arc. And then we get a fight with Train and River, which is good.
Yeah, the bit of the boat explodes, and then one of they all get separated in the island except for one of the sweepers just kind of disappears. He's dead, I guess.
Wait,
or does he get
really?
shot? Like the other guy that was with the guy to get his head cut off. They were like a duo. Then kind of just disappears after. He doesn't even.
I know two guys. There's two guys in the mansion who get like possessed by the doctor.
Well, that's later.
And I know there's the lady with short hair. I guess there's just a guy that fucked off somewhere. Okay.
I think he died like in either the explosion or maybe something happened before. I think it was in the
Poor
explosion.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like this fight with Train River and then them fighting Gravity, Sumo Man, and Rot Man.
Yeah.
It felt like a significant improvement for me as soon as they got to this island as far as art quality and paneling and character posing in fights. I don't know why. Maybe I was tripping before.
I think it was there at least since the Lucifer arc.
Huh,
I think just
maybe.
continued improving. I definitely think the manga gets better at Lucifer arc and then gets even better at the final arc. And definitely
That's
the
true.
best fights are all in the final arc.
That's true. I liked especially the stuff where it's attacks going outside of panels. It does that quite a bit in this fight, and that's always cool. And then we get an Eve fight for her fighting the Zoomer guy.
Yeah. Wind Boy. It was a good fight.
Indeed. I liked her stopping the
I kind of
typhoon
wish
attack.
Mermaid Eve was said Mermaid Tearju, but you know.
True.
That's why I love my new favorite character, Kevin McDougal.
Oh, dude, the absolute
Sweet man.
Giga Chad. Kevin McDougal. Of course. And then we get the fight with Sven and an Iceman. Okay.
Yep.
It was kind of whatever. Fucking Sven got a power up. It was neat, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they use some cool strategies and well, except for like I guess the river fight, which his strategy is punch real good, like punch the air real fucking strong, but like Train using the gravity against Moro by shooting from the top, then Sven using his electric whip thing. Not a real whip, but it's cool.
Yeah, this is a fine fight, but it was the least interesting out of these first intro 3 ones. But then we move into a real good fight with Train and River against
So
Satsuki. Yeah, Cell basically. This is a really fun fight to read, and Shiki also. Shiki's controlling the Cell guy.
Yeah.
And them barely being able to defeat the Bugman, Satsuki, the first time, and then him just coming back made the situation feel hopeless and like, we're fucked now. I like that. And Train firing his third railgun into the sky before his fight with Shiki, just to show that he didn't need it, was really fucking cool. I was like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, just prove that Tao is not like this great. Well, it's not this great power, and because big thing about Shiki is that he's kind of trapped by Tao, and he feels like he's how would I say that? It's like not a debt, but it's the most important thing in his life. It's the only thing in his life. So when Tao is defeated, it's like, oh shit, wait, maybe that's not that important. That's probably one of my favorite moments in the entire series. The just strange speech at the end of the fight.
Yeah. It was pretty great. And then there's a bunch of other like smaller shit happening, a lot of other smaller conflicts, but then the next main one is the Doctor versus Train and Eve.
Before that, I just like when Eve and Kevin get in a train meet up, and then Trajan kicks Kevin in the head. Poor man.
Yeah, that was funny. And yeah, the doctor stuff, I had some issues with this, because basically the doctor's power is to transport you into another world that he controls or whatever.
His imagination,
Yeah, but okay, wait. Is this based off of like memories of the person? I think that's how it
No.
works, right?
Not. I think no. You just can control anything in it, so he can so like he took from maybe their memory, I guess, or you're saying that he wouldn't know Saya or.
Okay, no, because I think what it was it was based on a person's memories, and he was using the most important people against someone.
Well, it
But
was.
why
the
is Kyoko then? Why is Kyoko there then? Because Train.
I don't know why.
It felt like because Kyoko was so popular on popularity polls and stuff, he decided to, because in one of the author comments or something, he said, I want to bring back Kyoko eventually, but I don't know how, and then he just kind of put her in here, I guess.
Yeah, that might be why, because I just felt in general that her and Char didn't come back for the final arc.
Yeah. Why does Train care so much about her that she's one of the main people in his memories? He doesn't seem like he does. I don't know.
Like, Saya made a lot of sense, but yeah, it's kind of weird that it's not completely fucked, but there's so many more characters I could have picked, like, Sven and Eve, probably, but,
Saya also helping him get out was fine, but I would have preferred maybe a more logical escape, like Train actually figuring out something, because it felt, I don't know, it was a little weird, like, oh, it's because you didn't forget about me that I saved you in this one moment.
I mean, a lot of the thing throughout this story, and that kind of comes ahead in the final, like, it's like accepting your past, but not being like trapped by it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't forget, like, one of my favorite moments in that portions when like the fake Saya, he just shoots her straight up. He doesn't, because you're not the real one. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't hesitate at all. I feel like earlier Train would have hesitated.
Yeah.
But now that he's accepted her dead, maybe it felt better. So I like the fact that now that he's accepted his past and he's not trapped by the past, comes and help him kinda and throughout the arc.
Character growth.
What?
Mm.
So, that's how I interpreted this stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Train and Eve both teaming up to beat the shit out of the Doctor was also satisfying and good.
Very.
There's a lot of cool spreads of Train just punching this fucking stupid man.
Got that fucking that spread of like pointing and then the Train with his fist inside of the Doctor's head. Very good.
Indeed. And then we get Safiria versus Creed, which was a cool fight, but I didn't have a ton to say about it.
No, I mean, Safiria's hot, and I liked her main attack, her final attack.
Yeah, trapping in the stone statue was pretty great. I like that attack in general, yeah. Yeah, she's not that hot.
She's kind of hot.
I mean, she's fine.
She's not like
she feels
hot.
too old. She feels like an old lady or some shit. I don't know. She has that
That's
energy.
Weird.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool, epic. I like Train showing up to Creed's room. That was an awesome moment. I was like, yo, he's here. And he's I think he says, oh, I'm here to deliver some bad luck or something.
Yeah.
That was a cool line. And we get the final fight with Train and Creed.
No, but we also get the very important fights. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Cyborg people, who gives a shit? Why am I seeing this? I want to
Dude, I didn't give any amount of a fuck about these robot soldier things that I kept cutting away to in the middle of the fight. I think if I was reading this weekly, I would have actually sent death threats to the author, because what the fuck are you doing? But like binge reading it, it's fine, I guess, because you can just quickly skip over it. But reading this weekly, like, this is, I think, 3 weeks of these fucking robot soldiers in the middle of this actually interesting final fight.
It
Like,
was like
what are you
satisfying
doing?
when we see the other chrono numbers just destroying. Like they don't see the fight. We just see them. Oh, there's this bad guy in front of us. Then later, oh, that man's fucking dead. Cool. Like Baldur and you fucking the
Yeah.
other guy, Kranz, just beating the shit out of a 4-armed man.
Yeah,
But
but,
like,
like, them being there, I guess, didn't really add anything except just kind of seeing
no.
them. Like, they were just kind of there. I guess
Like,
Severia was the only one that was really important to that whole conflict. Everyone else could have just not been there, and it would have been fine.
I think the reason they were there so that no one would interfere in the Creed train fight, because like some characters like I don't think Sven and Eve would have interfered, but like I could see Baldur and Kranz going in trying to fight Creed.
That's true.
But
That's true.
but those two are the ones that we don't see the fight. So why are like I know okay, why do Sven and Eve don't fight fucking Echidna? She's literally right there. Like I don't know.
Because, okay, well, actually, yeah, they could have just fought her, and then she could have still escaped with Creed at the end.
Yeah,
Like, it is just kind of dumb. I don't know.
yeah, it's just
And
weird.
I like this whole fight with Creed and Train.
Oh, definitely.
It's
I mean,
pretty
it's the best
great.
fight in the series easily.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I like the rooftop setting. That was a neat. That was a neat, great, fantastic.
It really was a neat.
And and I like what was it? Imagine Blade Level 3, where just morphs with
Yeah,
his
that shit just becomes
body.
his arm.
That was
Then
pretty
it
great.
becomes Nightmare from Soul Calibur. Just why there's so many fighting game characters in this fucking manga.
Guess the man likes fighting games, or maybe the fighting game people like this manga.
No, I'm pretty
Depends on when they're
sure
released.
Soul Calibur and Guilty Gear were before this.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Cool.
And yeah, the final moment of Train destroying Creed's god complex with just one final bullet was a cool climax to the series.
Yeah, with
That's pretty great.
Saya helping him. And it being like the burst bullet made by Sven.
Yeah. Everything that all the people that he's helped and whatever and it has formed bonds with come in except Eve at the very end to help him defeat Creed. It was good.
Yeah. Also, what was it? I liked the stuff about. Oh, earlier when we first fought at the Luna Fort Tower, you had like you still had a little bit of the despair in your eyes. Now you're just nothing. Like when Creed first sees, Train, like the page of we see Train's face, and then the lower panel is Saya's face, and they're like the same face. I think that was good. And like just now you're nothing to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just that there's like Train's arc throughout the series is very subtle. Like he doesn't have like a major change, like his personality or anything. The closest things like at some point he becomes a child, then he's not a child anymore. But, like
Yeah.
just a slight change. He becomes more like Saya and just kind of how I said earlier, where he's not trapped by his past anymore. It's cool.
Yeah, and that definitely ties into the final chapter of his speech, which I really loved.
Yeah, that's the thing with pretty much all the characters. Like Sven improving the Vision Eye past what Lloyd did. Again, getting stronger
Yeah.
in his past, and same with Eve. And it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. I like the final speech, the message of what you've been talking about, how your past will always be with you, but it's not what defines you, and you can choose your own destiny. That's kind of what I got
not
from it.
like even with your
It was
past,
good.
you're like everyone else. Just that, yeah.
True.
You have a past. If you have a past, you're like everyone else. I think that's one of the things that says is cool. Like yeah, when like Chris like what does Saya know about this world or whatever? Like well, she had a dark past like us as well, but she kept moving forward. So,
It's
she accepted the world.
good message.
Indeed.
It's a good, and do you have much more to say, or do you want to just do kind of final thoughts and wrap it up?
Maybe we could talk about like favorite characters or stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Favorite for me. Okay, I guess I'll do my top 5 probably. Number one. Number 1 and 2 is even Train, but they're kind of tied basically. I think Train it comes out on top though. Train, then Eve, then River probably because he's a Giga Chad, then probably Creed, and then either Savan or Shiki between those two. What about you?
Well, my two favorite characters are Train and Eve, but they're pretty much equal. But Train, no, I think Eve I might like a little more. I don't fucking know. I like them both a pretty good amount, but Eve is a cute little lady, which is funny.
That's true. That is true. And what else?
And yeah, number 3 is Creed. Then after that, I'm not sure.
Fair enough.
Like yeah, I like probably Shiki. Yeah, after the 4 Shiki, and after that, I don't fucking know what my top 5 would be. Number 5, I have no clue.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Favorite arc, final one, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Favorite fight, like a top or whatever.
Oh, top 3.
Well, yeah.
Top 3, top 5, whatever. Yeah. Well, Train versus Creed, number 1, obviously.
Easily,
then I think Shiki fight would be number 2 for me. And I can't. I'm looking through my notes to see what else there was. What else I like? There were some good fights in here, but maybe the T-Rex one, but that barely counts as a fight. I don't know. Well, basically all the fights in the final arc were pretty great.
Yeah,
I like the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, my favorite is also the Creed fight, the final Creed fight. Obviously, what was that word I just said? Obviously, number 2 would probably be Eve Leon or Wind Boy. I think it's Leon, but I have no fucking clue. So who knows? And then yeah, probably a Shiki fight. And yeah, I don't know afterwards. The fight are very short and simple.
Yeah, and the whole manga is honestly, it's and there's definitely a charm to that.
Indeed.
I can't say I regret reading it. I enjoyed it for the most part. It's a good series. It's like I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I love the main cast, and they carry the series even in some of its lower points where I was not as engaged in the actual things that were happening. Fights were always fun though. Art was good. I'd say it's worth a read.
Yep, same pretty much. It's 7 out of 10. I also like the cast. I think I like the small shonen stuff that I can deliver every shonen action series. I really like the group of villains, the Apostle of the Stars, with all the unique, interesting powers. It's cool, and there's a funny monkey.
There sure is. There is really a funny monkey.
Like honestly,
and there's a big dinosaur.
If if the series was longer, I could see it maybe being an 8, or like if the rest of stuff was like at the level of the final arc, it could be it could go up, but unfortunately, yeah, it's it's good, but you know, there's just not enough. There's just not enough, or anything that makes me go, holy shit! It's very like a what's the word that word? It's very consistent.
That's true.
It's pretty much, except for like maybe the final arc was like a high, or that's pretty much it's almost a straight line of quality. I think there may be a little up during the Lucifer, and then a big up during the final arc, and then a little down early on with the bomber arc, like
the legendary bomber arc. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, it's definitely a consistent series, and that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because at least it doesn't have any like absolutely awful moments.
Oh no.
Or like awful arcs or whatever. But it's also, it doesn't have a ton of like highlights outside of the final arc.
Like, it didn't make me feel particularly. I'm felt a little emotional at the final speech, but it didn't make me cry at any point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about it for Black Cat. Next time, we're gonna read Dragon Quest Dai, the Adventure of Dai.
Yeah.
It's
excited.
349 chapters. I don't know why the fuck they stopped at 49 and didn't do 50. Absolute hacks, but
37 volumes.
It's a bit of a bit of a thickie. I've read part of it already, but we'll talk about that next time. If you want to read along with us, then read it and watch us, listen to us talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never know how to do an outro. Goodbye. Bye bye.
Let's hopefully the adventure of die now. Goodbye.
Oh. We'll die. Adventure of Die when we Shonen Jump off a building.
Plus.
Bye.